really didn't dare think of May 10th. I just didn't want to think about it. Like, to me, it was kind of like life stopped on May 9th, because then it was out of our hands. It was all up to the voters, right? And we had no idea. So May 9th morning, and it is, you know, I live on this street, and our neighborhood, we have a group. I mean, our street has a group chat, and I say, okay, you know, let's all go together and vote, and after that we all go and makan, you know. And it turned out that everyone on my street was voting in different places, including one in Mua, you know, and else. So I didn't have a companion, you know. But my husband walked with me, because it was only down the road, the school. And, you know, long queues, not too bad. I think I waited about an hour, 15 minutes, something like that. But it was okay, because, you know, you chit chat with people, and, you know, you kind of get to know people, and you know, and they say, oh, look, there's that person there. He's never ever voted before. Look, he's here, you know, and they're saying, oh, look, there's this. It was kind of fun, because of course you're voting basically with your neighbors, you know. And I went through that, and then that was it, you know. But even then I didn't dare think. Like, my husband and I went to Publica to look for something to eat, buy some groceries or something, and he was saying, you know, I'm looking around and I don't see people with ink on their fingers. And I said, yeah, maybe they're not Malaysian, because Publica is a lot of expats, and two, maybe they haven't gone to vote yet. And he said, oh, but I really don't see very many, you know. So I started to feel a little bit anxious. And then there are all these reports of how long the queues are taking, and then how the turnout rate was too little for that point in time. So, you know, everyone was saying, get people out there to vote, and all that. So that's why I put up a message on Facebook saying, if you haven't voted, please go now. And, you know, there are all these stories about, you know, extra long queues, and then what was going to happen at 5 o'clock. Are they going to allow, you know, people who are already there, you know, kasihan all these people. And at first it was like, yes, they can, and then the EC said, no, cannot, which was really, you know, I mean, the EC was just despicable that day, really, I'm sorry, really despicable, really disrespecting people's rights to vote in every way that they could, you know. And, you know, people are queued for hours.
And then suddenly, tak boleh.
And then you cannot, you're already there, you know, and you can't. And that's ridiculous. You know, in the UK, I think the voting time is until 7 or something like that, you know, because people come after work, right? They don't even have to have a public holiday. So, yeah, so it was really bad. So that caused a lot of anxiety, you know, and then nobody really dare predict. And then in the evening, we went to the Pakatan HQ, sort of, you know, at the Sheraton.
Right.
And
Sheraton yang PJ tu lah.
yeah, a lot of people were there, and you know, everything's set up to get the results and all that. And then people started getting unofficial results, and then, you know, they were getting a bit excited. I mean, they had on the big screen the Malaysia Kini results, but that was slow. That was kind of slow. I guess everyone was relying on the EC, right? And you know, you can't really say the unofficial, but the unofficial stuff was really, and I think at midnight, somebody's already said that we had 125 seats, you know, so well over.
Yeah.
But because it's unofficial,
Yes,
what can you do, you know? And all these stories about the KTMs not wanting to sign the Form 14, you know, which was obviously a sign that we must have won. If they didn't want to sign it, because if they won, they would have signed it, no problem. But because they didn't want to sign it, it was obvious that we must have won, right? So that's why I think when whatever time it was, around midnight or something, my dad had that press conference to say, we think we've won. We're just waiting for the EC, and I don't know why the EC is holding it up. And then it was just waiting and waiting until finally, whatever time it was, 3 o'clock or whatever.
Jeez.
That the EC finally came out with the official results. I mean, it was funny because, you know, during the campaign, people like Mat Sabu and Azmin and all that would do this thing about, you know, if they win, by 7 p.m. they'll announce. But if they haven't announced, then there's a bit of chance. 9 p.m. they still haven't announced, there's a bigger chance. 12 p.m. there's a really big chance. And 3 a.m. you know, they'll come out with a sad face, you know very well that we've won. And it was completely true. The later they were at announcing officially, the greater the chance that we had won. And it completely followed that pattern, which was really, really an interesting thing, you know. I mean, we've never experienced this, right? It was a first for everybody. Really, until someone was interviewing me, and then it was suddenly like, oh my God, it just sort of like crashed down on you. And you're like, oh my God, we did this. But before that, it was just so exhausting, and it was just hanging out. I think it took quite a while for the reality to sink in. Plus, of course, I'm so used to my father winning. So, you know, you kind of like...
I mean, Dad has never lost, right?
He's never lost, but he lost once in 1969, I think it was. But, so it took a while to realize, okay, he won, but this time on this side, you know, which you know, and then of course the next day, the whole drama about the swearing in. And meanwhile, I'm also texting my brother, my sister-in-law, who were inside, and they were sending me some photos and them just sort of sitting around. And I said, "Are you all eating? Are you having dinner?" They said, "Yeah, they've given us some food, you know." So, and finally, you know, 9:30 or whatever.
I think it was closer to 10.
Yeah, so it was 9:50 or something when they, you know, it was on Astro Awani Live, so we were all watching on our phones, and then finally it was done. You know, God, what a relief, you know, and people were just cheering and ecstatic. And then we got back into the car and ran back to the Sheraton because there was going to be the press conference, and had the press conference, and after that I was going home. I went down, I looked outside the lobby of the hotel, and it was nuts. You know, there were all these people and waving flags and so happy. I had never seen anything like it. It was just incredible. And some of them were coming in the lobby and you know, wanting to take photos, and it was just carnival. It was just crazy. I never see people so happy. I mean, really, really. And the great thing was that it was really all sorts of people. Just all sorts. Everybody was there. Everyone, you know, that night, I think everyone will remember. Nobody could stay home. You know, everyone had to be out there to experience the whole atmosphere and everything.